Welcome back to this week's episode of SOM Shop Talk, where we discuss screen printing, embroidery, custom apparel, and everything state of mind. This week we'll be discussing 3 questions and telling you guys how to make the most out of placing your own order. Again, I'm Zach, store manager of Brunswick. Scott, the owner of State of Mind.
How you doing?
Week 2, question 1. What's the difference between screen printing, embroidery, and DTF printing, and when should I choose each?
Well, it's a big question. It's obviously different decoration methods. Print and DTF, which is direct to film, are both versions of printing, where you can get a much more detailed image. And embroidery is obviously done with thread. Difference between screen printing and the direct to film approach is with screen printing, you're obviously printing with screens, which are like stencils. You're pushing wetting through a screen to create the design. When you're doing screen printing, this ink sinks into the shirt itself, so you get a little bit softer feel, more of a fabric feel. But setting up a design, obviously the number of colors prints, because each color is printed through a unique stencil. So the more colors you have in a design, the more it's going to take to set that job up, the more it's most likely going to cost, the more time it's going to take. So you need to be cognizant of how many colors are in your design, just because it takes more to set up. Direct to film, that is more of a digital print, so you can get picture quality. Screen printing, you really can't get photo quality because obviously you're pushing ink through a screen. In direct to film, you can get direct digital imaging, so you can get a full photograph or whatnot. It's printed using specialized apparel inks through a giant Epson printer, and printed onto a film, and then from there it's ironed onto a shirt. It does tend to have a little bit of rubbery feel, not like those old-fashioned ones that people may remember from the olden days, but still kind of rubbery feel as opposed to a screen print. But the difference is you can get a much better image and in smaller quantities. So you can do a full color image at single pieces versus screen printing, where you might need to have a higher minimum because with higher number of colors of ink. So those are very similar, just different approaches and different needs for them. Embroidery is obviously a fully different approach, where it's sewn on using the embroidery machine. It's done with thread. It gives it a much more finished, professional look. Usually done on heavier armed garments like jackets, dress shirts, polos, hats, things of that nature. But it just gives I think, a more finished look as compared to just like a printed t-shirt or a printed polo. But with screen printed designs, you need embroidered design, you kind of need to be cognizant of the design itself, because it's being sewn out of threads, so you can't have too much detail. It's kind of got to be like, a simple approach, more of a bold, basic design.
If I was in the market for an order, how far in advance would I need to place it before it's ready?
Well, definitely time of year plays into it. Obviously, being in Maine here, the winter time, time's up pretty quick.
Yeah,
because it's cold and slow up here. But obviously, once you're in season, you're not the only one ordering. Everyone's doing something. Every business needs shirts. Other events are going on, so you need to be mindful of that. So you can't expect to call on Wednesday, say I need shirts Friday. That's most likely not going to happen. It's best to give maybe 2 to 3 weeks, but more the better. You don't need like 6 months notice, but it's best to give as much as you can, just so you don't have to worry about it. There's no stress involved, because things do happen from time to time where a shirt might not be available and in stock or whatnot, and it's, all of a sudden you need to make changes. So it's best to give as much time as possible, but 2 to 3 is probably good working average.
How can I make sure my design prints clearly and looks great on different types of garments?
Well, I guess that boils down to artwork. The better the artwork, the better the print's going to be. If you're sending someone a very low grade, fuzzy image, it's going to be a very low grade fuzzy image on your shirt. So you need to give the best artwork possible. So what's commonly, used in screen printing is something called vector artwork or raster artwork, which is created in a design program. It's, it's something that can be taken apart and pieced together, and it's very crisp. Versus, your commonly used bitmap extensions like JPEGs or PNGs, which are basically like a photograph of the artwork instead of the artwork itself. So, most people aren't aware of those things, so it's a lot of times they don't know what they're supposed to send. But, obviously file extension is the easiest way to look at it. Like a JPEG, PNG, that's not a vector artwork. They're they don't have the capabilities to send the format that you need. But the file formats that do hold like better artwork, would be like EPS, PDFs. But you can also stick those same bad images in there. Just because it's a PDF doesn't mean it's good artwork. We talk about the file extensions being like a box, like a JPEG or PNG is like an envelope. You can stick a photo in there. But like a PDF or EPS is like a box. You could stick building blocks in there and ship them, or you could also ship a photograph as well inside a box. So it doesn't necessarily mean it is good artwork, but that's what's most likely going to be in there.
Good comparison.
So the best print you're going to get is the better artwork. The better artwork you can provide or get, the better your print's going to be.
That is a wrap on episode 2 of SOM Shop Talk. We do want to answer you guys' questions, so if you have any at all, feel free to drop them in the comments, and we will do our best to answer them next week. Thank you, guys.